Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday service for the 19th of October of 2025. And I know it's a week before Halloween, but I thought I would share with you some of the more metaphysical aspects of Halloween, which, we celebrate every year. And, some people, like it, some people don't. And, but it's here. Whether we like it, we want to partake of it, we want to dress up or not. It's the fact that it's here. And I wanted us to kind of look at this, what we consider a type of holiday, a little differently this year. And so here's some background. Every year since the ancient Celtic festivals mark the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, there's always been a celebration of some sort. Lighting bonfires, wearing costumes to ward off ghosts. Um, it's always been a celebration. Actually, more of a harvest celebration, really, is what it was. And this has, over the centuries, evolved into what we celebrate as Halloween. But let's take a look at some of those metaphysical aspects of it. Now, Halloween is a festival that actually marks a powerful threshold between the worlds, the physical and the spiritual, the past and the future, if you want to look at that. So every aspect of Halloween actually carries a symbolic significance. And first of all, Halloween is actually celebrating the veil between the worlds. And this is the time of year as we move from summer into fall into winter, that the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is actually the thinnest, and it's allowing easier communication with our ancestors, non-physical beings, um, beings from the other side, basically, is what it is. It also gives us a greater access to our higher self, to higher spiritual beings. And that allows us to have a greater access to our own intuition, guidance from the other side, um, knowledge coming to us from the other side. But this time of year is also about honoring the cycles of nature, of life and death and rebirth. And in doing this, it opens us up to those other energies, to dreams, to visions. Now, some of the things that happen in Halloween is we see skeletons out and, kids dressed up as skeletons and all of that. But what the skeletons and death and everything actually represent, it's not about the mobility of it, of the grossness of it. It actually represents transformation. It represents release. And of course, we can definitely look at it as saying there's an impermanence of form. These are not permanent aspects. They are born and they will die. And that's that transformation. And it's reminding us of the ability to let go, the ability to let go of what no longer serves us. And it's about embracing that change and the unknown. Because when we let go of what no longer serves us, we have no idea what's coming. But it is that aspect representing us being able to let go of things and seeing the essence beyond our appearances. Now, one of the things that's represented with Halloween, of course, ghosts and goblins and spirits, but ghosts actually represent unresolved energy, the lingering attachments to this earth plane, um, and spiritual presences wanting attention or healing. And sometimes when we look at the aspect of a ghost, what we're doing is we're being shown that we can be aware of the unseen influences in our lives. We have spirit guides. We have beings from the other side that surround us. You can say angels if you want, but we do have these unseen presences that are all around us in our lives, asking to guide us, help us, heal us. And, when we're watching the kids out on Halloween and we see these little ghosts and goblins, we can actually take it as a call to heal our ancestral wounds that might be coming up. It's also a reminder to honor our past, no matter what it was, but without being bound to us. So anything in our past that's gone, over, done with, that we're clinging on to, maybe we can take this as a reminder that it is the past, to let it go, to love it, to bless it, to release it, and let it come out of our lives. You know, and ghosts also challenge us to look at what haunts us emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. And this is part of the aspect of being able to release things. So, really sitting down and looking at Halloween from that aspect actually gives us an opportunity to look at our past and what really is dead in a sense in our lives. Well, anything from the past is dead unless we keep it alive in our minds. So anything from the past that can be released, let go of, and fully buried away, released from our presence. Now, during the time of, from ancient times, where this time of the harvest festival and everything was going on, they had big bonfires, they had lanterns, they had candles. And all of that, the candles, the bonfires, the lanterns, they were all about light. And light represents protection, illumination, guidance. Lighting a candle or a fire actually is what we do to invite clarity, spiritual insight. And many people, if they sit to meditate, will light a candle, turn off the lights and light a candle. And what it symbolizes is lighting our way to ignite a spark of spiritual wisdom, inner wisdom. And it's honoring the eternal light in all beings. At the beginning of every service, we light our Christ candle and we light it to honor the Christ light in everyone. So that part of lighting a candle, lighting the bonfire, lighting lanterns is all about honoring the eternal light that each and every one of us have. Now, one of the fun things about Halloween is about dressing up, all the costumes and the masks and all of that. And we can look at it from that point of view of here we are, dressing up, being something different. But if we take a step back and look at it, we could look at, wearing costumes is both protective and transformative because it can be a protection, one, nobody knows who we are, and it can transform us into something else. Look at the little girls that dress up as princesses, or the boys that become Iron Man, or whatever else. It reflects that fluidity of identity, that we can be anything we want. However, metaphysically, we could ask ourselves, what costume are you wearing in everyday life? What mask are you putting on to the world around you? Are you always happy all the time and nobody ever sees you down or sad or frustrated or anything? Oh, can't let anybody know those inner feelings. We have to be happy around all people. Or are you just the opposite? Are you always complaining? Are you always finding something wrong? Are you always the victim? Because that's a mask also. But it's a mask for the part of us that's trying to reach out and say, I need friends. I need someone to see me. I need someone to care. Because if we're always the victim, it's because we're not taking care of ourselves. So, wearing masks, getting dressed up, wearing costumes, on the outer, it's fun, transforming into someone or something else. But sometimes we need to take a look at the masks we wear when we're out in public, or even the masks we wear to ourselves. Now, the aspect of Halloween for trick-or-treating can and does trigger some people sometimes. It's like those kids just coming in and always wanting candy. But yet, this actually comes from the time way back when. I mean, we're talking centuries ago. Where at the time of the harvest festival, people left offerings outside their doors for the spirits to come and take as a symbol of acknowledging them. And this custom actually is about thanking the spirits for their help. It's also about karma, the law of giving and receiving. So if we can look at the aspect of trick or treating as our chance to recognize the abundance we have and to share it with all these little ghosts and goblins and princesses and Iron Men and whatever else comes to our doors, we can start a process of recognizing abundance in everything. So, yes, some people do have an issue with kids coming to trick or treat. And yet, it's also a chance to recognize the abundance that you have in your life, to give from that abundance. And of course, as we travel around and we see houses all decorated up, I know down where my son and daughter-in-law live, the houses down there, the people go all out to decorate for Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of that. So what you see are the black cats and the bats and the owls and the spiders and all these things. But each animal actually has a very deep metaphysical symbolism. Like the black cats are about mystery, but they're also about feminine magic, and they're the guardians of the spirit world. Now, when we see bats, metaphysically, they are about rebirth, intuition, and the ability to see in the dark. And that is about the darkness within us, the ability to see the dark side of our own self and bring it to the light. Now, when we see owls out and about, owls represent wisdom and the ability to perceive hidden truths, the wise old owl. I mean, that comes out in books all over the place. So when we see owls, we know that that is telling us that we have the ability to perceive hidden truths within our own self. And of course, spiders. Now, I know a lot of people don't like spiders, but yet when we see them out on decorations all around us, spiders actually are about creativity and weaving your own destiny. Spiders will go anywhere and weave a web. And sometimes I tell myself they're weaving condos sometimes. But spiders are actually there to show us metaphysically that you can weave your own destiny. You can choose your own destiny. You can create your own destiny. So if we take a chance and look at a spider differently, then yes, we can say, well, it's fall, spiders always come into the house, et cetera, et cetera. But if we can take and look at that spider and say, oh, it's here to show me that one, either you are creating your own destiny or you need to look at your life to create your own destiny. So, Halloween, we think of witches, magic, and witches, of course, symbolize the female power of life, earth wisdom, the ability to work with natural forces. And so many times people talk about, you know, there are groups of witches on the earth. Um, and yet what witches in today's society actually do, they're teaching people to work with the natural forces of the earth. And magic is really the intentional transformation of energy. It's about reclaiming our own inner power and sovereignty. It's about tapping into our own intuitive natural forces. So, this whole aspect of Halloween, it's actually a time for us to look within and to look at ourselves. Where are we holding on to the past? Where are we not allowing something to just die and transform out of our lives? It's a time to celebrate that transformation. And it's about time to actually reconnect with the mystery of our own existence on this earth. reflect on our own mortality and eternity. It's about the time to embrace both the light and the shadow of our own selves and to awaken our own inner mystical guide and soul. It's really, Halloween really is about looking at all the different aspects of ourself that can lead us to a greater transformation in our own lives. So this Halloween, have fun. If you know of a party to go to where you can dress up and transform into someone different, do so. Enjoy the fun and enjoy the time that you can have to create your own self anew. So thank you all for joining us. Enjoy your day and have a beautiful week.